Well, hello, boys and girls. It's your favourite grumpy granny from Groggy's Patch, and I am back once again to teach you another little tip about how to do things on eBay. And today we're going to talk about getting neutral or negative feedback removed. Now, look, it can be difficult sometimes because sometimes it doesn't matter what you say in the chat or to the person on the phone. They are just going to be in a bad mood, don't want to deal with it, probably have had to do this 20 other times that day. The best thing you can do is just agree with them and hang up and then go back through the process again. Now, I've found that I generally have more luck with getting neutral or negative feedback removed if I go through the chatbot. So to start with, the first difficult bit is actually getting to speak to an agent as opposed to speaking to the chatbot. So just bear with me a minute. One of the first things you need to do is just keep asking, can I speak to an agent? And the chatbot will come up with like, why do you want to speak to an agent? So just say it's for selling, and then just keep saying, every time that you say, like it doesn't know what to answer you, you say, speak to an agent, and eventually it will put you through to someone. Now, you can either choose to have them call you, or you can choose to speak to an agent through the chatbot. And as I said, getting feedback removed, I've generally found I've had more luck dealing with it through the chatbot as opposed to speaking to someone in person, because they can't take it, they're not listening to the tone of your voice. And sometimes when we're trying to get that sort of feedback removed, we're not very happy. And we need to play happy and play nice. That's one of the things we need to do. Now, I've had 2 negative and neutral feedbacks removed recently, and both times, I think one was where the I think one was where the buyer accidentally hit neutral as opposed to hitting positive because the comments they left were actually positive. The other one was where I had someone purchased a little skirt off Grumpy Granny's store and then came back to me later on and said, I'll be paying tomorrow. I thought, well, that's fine. Tomorrow came and I sent them my usual little reminder. And then I got a message back from the lady saying, well, I'm going on a cruise and I found a nicer skirt to wear. Well, good for you going on a cruise. Well, blow me down. Not long after, so I cancelled the transaction as she asked me to do, and then blow me down not long after, negative feedback because she didn't purchase the skirt. How is that negative? You chose to cancel the order, but you're going to give me negative feedback because you didn't buy it in the end and you found something you thought was nicer? Weird. Anyway, I'm just going to run through a few little steps. So the thing to do, as I said, is to get through on the chatbot. Now, the first thing you need to do is as soon as the agent comes up, notice their name and then respond. Go, wow, that was quick, Rayanne. Thank you so much. I hope your day is going well. Something along those lines. Really welcoming and positive. That will put them on a good start to the conversation. You'll generally find that they'll then say something like, I see you opened this account 2 years ago. Thank you for your loyalty. And then you'll get, I understand you want further assistance regarding the feedback you received on your account. Please allow me to review it. They may ask you for the item number, so make sure you have all that ready so that you can easily paste it in. Then while they're looking at it, respond back and say, yes, the buyer left neutral feedback, but a positive comment, and I would like to have the neutral feedback removed, please. Or something along those lines. Or say, the buyer cancelled the purchase, yet they left me negative feedback. So, and make sure you say please and all that sort of stuff. While they're reading it through, you might get something like, thank you for staying connected with me, Leanne. And you say, that is fine, or no problem, something. They'll come back to you and confirm the item. So they'll come back to you and say, the item order is for such and such a book by such and such an author, or such and such a skirt, blah, 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 blah. Is that correct? And you say, yes, that is correct. They'll say, thank you for confirming. I'm still checking your account. Please bear with me. You say, thank you very much. You'll then get probably another message saying, thank you for staying connected with me, Leanne. Now, I know all this is, going back and forth and to and fro, but it makes it quick and easy if you are ready just to answer back quickly and say, thank you very much, or that is fine. Something positive is what you want to say, or thank you very much, Ryan. Use their name. Keep it personal. So, okay, in this case, thank you very much for staying connected with me, Leanne. And then hopefully, if it's quick, which is what happened to me, they came back and said, I'm glad to confirm that the feedback left by the buyer is eligible for removal. Please allow me to process the removal on my end shortly. A moment, please. And you say, oh, thank you very much, Rayanne. And then they'll say, because they're still processing it, maybe talking to another person as well, because they're not just talking to you at the same time. And you'll get, thank you for staying connected with me, Leanne. And then you might get a message back saying, I'm glad I was able to remove the feedback and the removal will be visible from your end from the next 24 to 48 hours. Thank you for your cooperation and patience. You then say, thank you so much for your help today, Rayanne. It is much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day. And then you might get, thank you very much. And they'll end the chat or you end the chat. Okay. So it's just about being positive and opening that conversation up with really enticing way of saying things. So in another example, I got, hey, thank you for contacting eBay. This is Adrian with eBay customer service. Please allow me a few moments to catch up on your conversation so far. So with that one, while they're catching up on what you've previously been putting in the chatbot, you then say, hi, I hope you are having a great day today. I'm just contacting you to see if you can remove negative feedback. And then they'll come back and say, oh, I see you've opened your account 1 year ago. Thank you for your loyalty, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So in this instance, I'm actually reading off an actual transcript of chats that I've had. Okay. So this has worked. I can see here your concern, you need assistance with feedback revision, they said. May I request the item number? So just make sure that you've got all that ready. So send the item number through and then say, thank you so much. I hope your day is going well. And then they'll say something like, thank you for the information. I'm good. Thank you for asking. It keeps them positive and happy and willing to actually, organise the removal for you. In this case, they said, let's see what we can work out for you. Please allow for a minute or 3 to review the case. Now, this is the key, I think, too. When they're reviewing the case, you need to type in again what you want. Be specific. So I wrote in, the buyer requested that I cancel the transaction as she found a different skirt to buy. I did as she asked and responded politely, yet she has left a negative feedback and declined to revise it. And so they came back and said, sorry, no need to worry, I'll look into this matter. And then don't just ignore that. Say, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. He responded, you're most welcome. And then thank you for waiting patiently, Leanne. I can see here that your appeal is valid for feedback removal. And I carefully reviewed the feedback and confirmed that it qualifies for removal. It will be removed from your account within the next 24 to 48 hours. Then you say, oh, thank you. That is such a relief. I really pride myself on creating the best experience I can for my buyers. And then they'll come back and say, and then I said, thank you so much for your assistance today. And then they came back and said, you're most welcome. I hope I was able to resolve your concern today. I then said, you certainly did, with an exclamation mark. And then you get sort of stuff back from them saying, great, it is a pleasure to help you resolve this matter. Is there anything else I can do for you? And, you say, thank you. No, that's all I needed today, but I really appreciate your time and appreciate your efforts in doing that for me. So there you go, boys and girls. That's my little tip for the day. And that's just a matter of being polite and having it ready. Now, should you get to that point and they don't want to remove it, look, assess the person's mood. Do you think you're actually going to get anywhere based on what you've already had? Are they replying positively to your positive comments? If they're not, end the chat and then go back through it again so you get someone different. If they're being quite positive, then it's worthwhile popping in something like, oh, I thought I would be eligible to have this removed under my seller protections. Now, seller protections is a big phrase to remember to use if it goes further. I wouldn't use it if it's, I don't use it earlier. I save it until I see if they're not going to remove it. Okay, so there you go, boys and girls. All right, let's see what I can find to show you in recent sales. They've been a bit slow, but I'm sure I can dig something out. Just bear with me. Okay, so here's a nice little book that I just recently sold in the last few days. So this is the Mammoth Book of Comic Fantasy, and it's actually an anthology full of all different stories by people that write fantasy comedy, like Neil Gaiman, Tom Holt, Terry Jones, Terry Pratchett, Jane Yolen, as you can see, edited by Mike Ashley. Quite a nice book. It's not in too bad a condition given its age. A little bit of foxing, as in the yellowing of the pages, but it's not too bad. And you can see it was published, it's a first edition because here we have the run of numbers, as I've explained to you before. We've got the one there, and this one's from 1998. And you can see here, there's quite a few stories in here, and there's even more, lots and lots and lots of little short stories. So quite a good little book there, and it still goes on. So, yeah, quite good, and quite enjoyable short little stories to read too, I might add. So yeah, that was a nice little sale. And here we've got the details of it. So the book actually cost me 50 cents. I got it in a neighbouring town at their op shop. And so I sold it for, because I've been slowly reducing the prices of books that haven't sold by 1% a day, and that just till I get down to the sweet spot where they're going to sell. So I'm guessing that I originally had this listed around the $25 mark. But anyway, this sold for $20.57 plus $11.50 postage, which gives me $32.07. And it was a organic sale, which was great. So $4.53 in transaction fees. And then I had to pay only $8.59 in postage because it was a Metro sale, which was good. And yeah, so the profit I ended up with was $17.39 out of that one, which is not bad at all. Well, that will do me for today because I want to keep it short and sweet because tonight we have another live stream and it is 39 degrees here today. So I could be melted by then. So make sure you've got plenty of cold drinks and ice on hand. And yeah, all going well. I will see you tonight at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. Crikey, that's a mouthful, isn't it? All right, boys and girls, cheerio, and I will see you later today. I can't say I'll see you tomorrow because it's today I'm going to see you. Bye now.